Well, good afternoon, everybody. We're back out here on the pond job. I had to run to Nashville this morning to pick up some doors for my house I'm trying to get built, and so I'm getting a little bit of a late start here. But basically what we've got going on here, guys, is we're depth level low. Just have to be low for a while. Basically what we're doing here, guys, is we gotta take and fix our borrow pit. Hopefully we won't need any more red dirt. The owner actually wants to dig out the pond deeper, so that might throw a wrench in things. We'll see what exactly transpires with that. But as of right now, it's holding water. It's gone down a little bit. That doesn't necessarily mean it's leaking. That just means that there was about another maybe 2 foot of topsoil in that bottom that I didn't want to get down there and get. I was just making sure that I left plenty of meat in between the bottom of that core trench and the bottom of that pond. So you're gonna get some soakage. It's gonna soak up some water. So I'm not concerned. I don't think with it not holding water, not yet anyway. We'll see what happens, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna hold water, guys. It's a good looking pond down there, so, and it gets a ton of runoff, so it's gonna stay full. But what I'm doing here is just I'm gonna take and start laying this dirt back into this pit, sloping this. Basically, we're gonna get him a pretty decent little flat spot up here. This was all pretty steep, so it works out good for him anyway, because he wanted this. He already wanted this to be, a little flatter, so he had more flat surface to work with. So basically what I'm doing here is just pulling the toe of this slope back with the track hoe, throwing it in the hole, and we'll take the dozer and push it up in there and kind of try to get it compacted the best we can. It's not going to ever really be anything structural right here. So basically all we're trying to do is fill in a hole. And we're going to lay that side down too quite a bit, because he wants to be able to. There's a big old hump. Rock there. There's a big old hump. It's kind of an awkward hump right when you get into the property. So it's one of those deals. It's not doing anything any good leaving that high up in the air. So Dad's he's kind of bridging over the top of that root matter and stuff with this red dirt, and then he's going to take and push some topsoil down through there, cover all that junk up. We're pretty much in cleanup mode right now. I think he wants us to dig the pond out even more, which is kind of crazy to me, but that's just kind of what it's going to be. That area that I said on camera earlier that I said was going to wash, that we'd have to put riprap in it. It's already washed a pretty good spot out right there. But that's a decent thing, because that means it's draining. That's a bonus, but I think it's gonna hold water, guys. I don't see why it wouldn't. We'll just have to kind of sit back and wait and see. But we built it. I mean, the proof's in the pudding. I mean, I videoed everything, packed in the core in, and did everything we could to make it hold water. So it's up to the good Lord now whether it's gonna hold water or not. This is some mighty fine red clay. We may have to come back up here and get some kind of steal 5 or 6 loads if we run into some rock down there, which I'm thinking we might. Because he wants to dig out the pond more, which I really don't agree with, but he's paying the bills, so he's going to get what he wants. That's just the way that's going to be. I'm just glad to be out here and be able to get back to work. I know that the weather's kind of not looking real good again, so that's a pretty bad thing. But we got Christmas and New Year's and everything coming up, so it's gonna work out. It'll be fine. I have a bottom glass for this track over. I forgot to bring it again. Well, they sent me the wrong one, and then they made me pay the return shipping. Even though it said on their website that it fit a 323F Traco, and it does not fit a 323F Traco. So I don't know what the deal was with that, but they didn't throw me a bone on that one at all. They just was like, yeah, we'll send you the right glass, but you're gonna have to pay the return shipping. I think it was like 25 or 30 bucks or something like that. So not the end of the world, I don't guess, but it did kind of piss me off. Just a hair. I think it'd piss anybody off. But this is what we got going on. It's just I left the GoPro at the house, so we're gonna have some indoor footage today. I'd love to put you guys outside, but I'm scared my daggum phone's gonna fall off and bust. That GoPro falls. It's made, it's designed to kind of fall like that, so. Not the end of the world if it falls off and hits the ground, but my phone, on the other hand, yeah, that's not a very good idea, in my opinion. I can get on back here a little ways where I can get leveled up a little better, make it easier on this swing motor. Right now I'm swinging uphill. We've got all our topsoil stockpiled over there, so we're gonna build this slope out of this red clay, kind of move this back a little bit, move this slope back a little bit, just get him a good, manageable, maintainable slope. And we'll be good to go, I think. Until we run out of room down there to dig out the dirt. He wants to dug out that pond, but I mean we don't have a ton more room to get rid of dirt. Oh, I mean we might fill that side of that holler in a little more, but it ain't looking too hot in terms of holding, 50, 100 more loads of dirt. So we'll just see what happens. Up here and push some of this dirt over there where he doesn't have such a big pile to mess with. We'll figure it out. Well, that was short freaking lived. Sorry ass suction cup. This damn thing makes me so mad. Be right back, folks. Technical difficulties. All right. Sorry you guys fell down there. Something wrong with this suction cup mount. I don't know what in the world's wrong with it. It's got loose for some reason. Now, knowing my dad, he probably got mad and ripped it off the damn window of the Dozer. Tore it up. Even though it wasn't in the way, but that's alright. But I ain't got nothing too exciting going on for this video. I'm just going to be baling dirt, trying to get this slope fixed. Over there. Scoot over just a hair. That'll let me get just a little closer. So it let me throw it just a little bit farther over there. Boy, this ground's hard now. Nice to have that track loader here on this job, but I need it out the farm. Hauling dirt. I'm fixing to start on my building pad. You guys know, I'd love to be able to edit, you know, put little clips of music and stuff in the videos, but I don't know where to get them from, because this editing software I use, I just bought a MacBook Pro, so I'll be switching to Final Cut Pro to edit these videos. But this editing software I use right now, it has music on it, But the problem is I get copyright strikes when I use it, and end up having to give half of the revenue, the ad revenue from the videos, to this whoever owns this software. I guess they have their own music they use. Well, that's a big old rock, and I'm not going to be able to get it dug out of there, I don't think. I guess they have their own software they use, and I end up having to ad share, or ad revenue sharing is, just automatically turned on. YouTube always sends me an email, and so I just end up editing the dang sound out that I put in, the little music when I'm making a time lapse or something like that. I always get copyright strikes for using their sounds on their editing software. And I don't understand. Like, I thought that stuff was copyright free, but it's not. So I can't be doing any time lapses anymore and putting any music, putting any songs or anything over the time lapses, because YouTube is copyright striking. Boy, that big old rock there is just here to stay. I'm gonna try digging it off, but I think it's just there. I hadn't even been able to wiggle it yet. So that's a little confusing. I thought I had access, because I pay them like $200 a year or something for their editing software. So I thought I had access to those songs, but I do not. So it's a little frustrating, because I'd love to do more time lapses. I think they're cool, but every time I do a time lapse and put one of their instrumentals on, I always get copyright strikes for it. I think the big old rock will come out of there. I think I just got to dig some of this clay off of it. This clay is so compacted. I think it's just making it probably a very big rock already, and this clay is so tight on top of it. I think it's just not letting me. This track is not stout enough to break that rock loose and dig the 3 ton, 4 ton of dirt that's on top of it, off the top of it. That is some good red clay, guys. Hopefully I'm not boring you guys too much. I know some of you guys just love to sit here and watch me just dig in the track hole, so I'm just going to record it, because that's really all I've got to do. This is the only footage I'm going to be getting for today, more than likely. I'm just thankful to be able to record a video at this point, honestly. I feel like it's important to be consistent on YouTube. When I first came back, I wasn't hardly getting any views on the videos anymore. And now that I've been, been consistent, uploading good videos, the views have really jumped up. I'm very thankful for that. I actually enjoy doing this. It's pretty fun, and answering comments and people commenting on it, whatever and what have you. So I'm gonna keep trying to do them as long as y'all keep watching. I'm gonna keep trying to make these videos for you guys. A lot of you guys really enjoy them, so I'm gonna try my best to just keep on chugging along. I really need him to come up here and knock this pile down some, because he's just screwing himself not coming up here. try to hooch it over the best I can. You don't have to push it very far, so it'll probably be fine, because we're going to take that big knot over there and knock it down, and that's really just a dozer job, but I'll probably end up digging some of it with a track hoe. Depth level low. I think I've got a gallon or so of depth over there. It'll go in the lint mode more likely when I run out, but I'm not going to go to the truck and get any right now. I'll see if I can take this rock out. I'd love to dig it. I'd love to dig it out. That may be a big old rock. I wiggled it. I don't even think I wiggled it. I don't think that rock's even wiggling, guys. Oh, that one's attached. That's not good. Well, we're gonna have to raise the grade right here. Fill over the top of that rock. That stinks. What can you do? There's a big old rock there. That way he could adjust the grade, blend in over the top of that rock. A little strange, because all these rocks have dug. I haven't had any problem getting these rocks to break loose in this bluff, so I'm a little shocked that I'm a little bit shocked that that one won't dig. I haven't had a bit of trouble digging them out yet. We're having trouble now. Last thing you want to do is break a shank off your bucket, prying on a rock, so it's just not worth it. If we really had to get it out, we'd get a hammer, a hoe ram, and just bust it out. But I'm just trying to throw him some dirt down there where he can blend it in over that rock. That's pretty much where we're going to have to blend our slope out to, now that rock's there. We'll try to get a little deeper back up through here, but it ain't going to work. Really would like to, but I gotta. I got enough dirt. I think I can steal some from around here. Steal quite a bit anyway. If we can get half of this pit filled in today, we'll be doing good. But I'm going to lint mode. I don't think I will, but we'll see. Well, I don't know that we used it since I filled it up. He pushes all that topsoil down that hill down there where he just spread all that red dirt out. Because that damn red clay ain't gonna grow any daggum grass. We'll see what he says. If he don't, I'll have to call him and tell him to do it. But it's alright, I can handle that. He don't like taking orders from me, but sometimes he just doesn't do right. He just spread out a bunch of red clay over the top of all that stuff, which is fine, but you need to put some topsoil back on top of it. We've got plenty of topsoil up here to spread back over all this stuff. That ain't no problem. See how that clay's turning brown? I'm getting real close to the top of a daggum rock again. There's quite a bit of dirt up here on top of this knob too, so I mean I just would rather not disturb it. But I can probably steal quite a bit. Let's see if he's smart enough to actually push that topsoil down the hill. He's not. Alright guys, I'm going to turn this camera off here for a little while. Just keep on digging and I'll get you guys a little update here in a little while. Alrighty folks, we are back. Sorry about that. I've been trying to organize some stuff for my house, so I've been on the phone talking to different people, getting a few prices on some odds and things that I've left off the list. But here's kind of what we've got going on. There's a big hump that I'm sitting on, that the roller's sitting on right now, and this is where we stripped all the topsoil to. We didn't know if we were going to take the pond dirt from the bottom that was junk and fill this borrow pit in with it, or if we would end up taking this big hump down. So now we've got a big hole and we can't haul any dirt from the bottom because our truck's lockers are tore up right now and our mechanic's a couple days out. So we talked to the customer and he wants this big knob laid down anyway. So what I'm doing here is stripping all this topsoil back off, stripping the topsoil that was underneath the berm that was pushed up, and stockpiling it up here on top of the hill. That way when we get done, we can push all this topsoil downhill. And it's not taking, it hasn't taken me 30 minutes. I've been at this probably 30 minutes, and I've moved several, probably 25, I'd say 20, 25 dump truck loads of dirt already. But that's kind of what I've got going on here. Like I said, we're just trying to fix our borrow pit, get it filled back in, saving all this topsoil so we can topsoil everything back when we get done. That's the main goal. Is, you know, you gotta leave this stuff better than you found it. If you just spread out all this red clay and don't put any topsoil back on top of it, you're gonna have quite the mess. So I'm stockpiling all the topsoil I can stockpile, and we'll probably strip the rest of that off over there, push it up somewhere where when we clip it down to red dirt, we can topsoil it back. I accidentally covered up these rocks with this dirt. I forgot they were here, so I'm having to kind of lick my calf a little bit and dig back through this stuff to find these rocks, because I covered them up like a bonehead. Anyway, going up there, a bit. Also, it doesn't take me much to throw these daggum things. Throw them in the daggum pit over here. They make great fill. I think they're actually okay where they're sitting right there. I didn't cover them up by much, but I covered them up enough where I'm having to dig one up out. But we're gonna get all this dirt stockpiled here. Knock that down. I can't see. We've got good organics to put back over the top of this nasty red clay, and that'll be pretty much a wrap for today. I've got to meet our guys out at the shop. Probably get you guys some video of that. I went down to Nashville this morning and bought some really nice doors. Bought a really nice patio door, and he had a big French door, a big mahogany French door down there as well. So I just was like, heck, I'll buy it. And he's like, well, supposed to be a guy coming today to buy it, but he keeps jacking around. And I said, well, I'm here with cash money right now, and that guy he's told you for 4 days that he's going to get it, and he never shows. So I said, I basically told him, I was like, you can decide, who you're going to pick, the guy that's here with the money or the guy that's told you he's going to be here 4 days in a row and never shows up. Well, needless to say, that door's in the enclosed trailer. So he went with the latter option, the guy with the money, like most of the human society would have done. I don't blame him. I mean, if you give me a deposit on something, I ain't gonna sell it out for money. But if you just tell me you're coming and you don't ever end up coming, and I keep waiting on you to come and you don't come, boy, I tell you what, I'll sell that thing out in front of you quicker than a heart attack. I promise you that. I don't play that crap. Your word is your bond, guys, and that's, if you guys can take anything away from this video, let that be a very good lesson to you guys. Your word is everything. If a man doesn't have his word, in my opinion, he doesn't have anything. Because if you can't be trusted, nobody's gonna fool you. You'll fool a couple people that aren't of the wiser yet. But I'm telling you guys, I got no use for people that I can't, their word doesn't mean anything. Your word doesn't mean anything to you. It damn sure don't mean nothing to me. When I find out that I can't trust you, I'm done. I will never trust you again if you lose my trust. That's just the way it is. I'm gonna put that little rock. He's going in the garbage pile. He's going right in the bottom of the field. just rocks that I picked out. You really don't want any rock in your pond dam. And I made sure it wasn't a rocky material, but it had I call these cap rocks. These are cap rocks. A cap rock is a rock that sits on top of a bigger rock that you can't dig out. These are called cap rocks because they're basically a cap for another rock. But anyway, that's kind of where I'm at with this. I'm gonna get this kind of stacked up here so he can come up here with a dozer and walk it in, because I don't think we're gonna mess with it. I left that topsoil down there because there's no sense in pulling it all the way up the hill. We're not going to steal any red dirt from down there, so there's no sense in stripping it off. He'll probably end up pushing it up here anyway, and I'll have to call him and tell him not to. This is going to be a little boring. Not a lot going on in this video, guys. I'm just trying to get some video out for you. We're kind of to a point where we don't really have a whole lot going on. On this job, we're just trying to wrap things up. So I'm just trying to get things cleaned up, picked up out of the way. Trying to get all this topsoil thrown back out of the way where we can get all this dirt pushed in the hole. We should have enough dirt here to fill this side of the borrow pit in. You can't see it on camera right here because it's a little deceiving, but there's a pretty substantial hump. There's probably a 5 or 6 foot cut across through there that we can steal to fill this hole in. See how long I can run this track over with the depth level low before it goes in the window. Sometimes I feel like I talk too much on these videos. I'm just a jabberbox. If you guys ever get tired of hearing me talk, just tell me to shut up. I'll just let you listen to the hydraulics machine. I'd love to put some video or some audio, like music, on this stuff. But every time I do, I get copyright strike. I don't know where to find music to use that doesn't, that's not going to copyright strike me. Alright guys, this video is getting a little long here. I'll try to edit some of it out where these clips are a little shorter so I don't bore you guys to death. But I'm gonna keep throwing this topsoil back. Probably give this track hoe a good greasing again. And I gotta go meet my guys at about 3:45 at the shop, get that door out of that trailer where I can set it up right where it doesn't get. It's a 72 by 96 door, so it's a big door, and it's not setting up right because it wouldn't set up right in the trailer. So I got to put it in the shop where I can stand it up tall, where it's putting a lot of stress on the hinges right now, unfortunately. So I gotta get it situated where I don't damage that door, because I won't be ready for it for about a month, I'd say, maybe longer. I'll try to start digging footers. Try to start digging footers here in the next couple of days if I can. Probably the day after Christmas. I'm gonna get out there and start digging, or get out there and start building my building pad. I I guess I'm gonna try to just build it with my loader. I haven't been able to buy a pad foot compactor. Been trying to buy one, but the guy won't come off his price, and the vibrator doesn't work. And the vibrator is the most important thing when you're putting in fill. And I was like, look, I'll give you $5,000 less because the vibrator doesn't work. I said, that's a can of worms. You know, there's no telling what I'm gonna have to. There's no telling what I'm gonna have to do. So, anyway, guys, I'll turn this camera back on here in a little bit. All right, folks. Sorry about that. I've been getting all this topsoil stripped off. Dad finally left, so I can start cutting this knob down. You guys can maybe see it a little better now. There's a big old knob right here that isn't really serving any purpose. It just they have to drive up over a big mound right when they pull into the property. So what I'm gonna do is shave it all down and get it up there close, and then push all this topsoil off over the edge. And, I need to move that roller. It's right in the way. I'll have to move it here in a minute. If it'll start, it should. This is kind of the plan. There's just a big old knob of red dirt here. I was gonna take and dig it and throw it in this hole, but he left me early today. He's going to play cards, so I'm just gonna jump on the dozer. I've got so much video on the Traco, I figured I'd jump on the dozer. This ground's really hard, so I'm having. Oh, that's a tree root. I had to explain the little tree stump. This ground is still pretty tough. Just trying to. Basically, I'm gonna try to shave this down a little bit where I don't have so much volume out in front of me. I've got a big flat spot here. Oh gosh! But yeah, guys, this kind of what we got. So I'll just sit back and enjoy some dozer pushing. Sorry about that. He leaves the daggum windows. He doesn't latch the windows back, and then they start rattling. It drives me crazy. But I got to get all this dirt pushed in this hole where this thing will drain. Because I think it's supposed to rain tonight. I don't have a very big dozer, so I'm having to make do with what I've got. It moves pretty good amount of dirt. I need that guy. I forget his name. He told me if he lived closer to me, that he'd let me borrow his D8 if I just paid the fuel. That's a deal right there. D8s are very expensive. I think they're like 1.2 million new, and I think they're like $25,000 or $30,000 a month to rent them. That would have been a big solid. Of course, we're doing this job by the hour per customer request, so it wouldn't really do me a lot of good. It wouldn't really do me a lot of good doing it on running the D8 out here anyway. We're getting by with what we got. It's just hard to push. That red clay wall there will absolutely suck you in. My biggest thing here, guys, that I need to focus on, I hate to do it, I hate to push uphill. It really probably be better to do it in the track hoe, because probably look more dirt that way. But I need to focus on getting this upper side filled in. Getting this upper side filled in with dirt. Or if it does rain tonight, this doesn't end up holding a bunch of water. Too big of a pipe there. But I got all my topsoil up there out of the way where I can put all this red dirt off. And push this pile up in here. In with a dozer like this, because I'm getting a lot more compaction. That's the biggest thing I like, is I'm trying to get this thing good and compacted here. That way it don't take a bunch of water and turn into a bunch of slop. It shouldn't anyway, but as hard as it is, it'll seal off on top pretty good. But me running over it a bunch with the dozer, it doesn't do anything but help it. That's the goal right now, is to get this knob knocked down. I need to move these rocks, which I don't know that I can do this. Come on, babe. Girl. I think I've got on top of the rock. Rocks out of the way. They've been in my way this whole project, and I've had enough. He's very lucky that he wants them buried in the pond, or I'd have buried them in that pothole. Shows how sloppy the ground is up here. Oh man, I should get these. Push them just a little bit farther. I always end up putting them right in the daggum way. I've moved them 4 times. this topsoil up out of the way. It's so sloppy wet, it's kind of crazy. I should have pulled that topsoil up just a little bit more. We'll fix that. Try to get this stuff pushed up out of the way just a little bit better. It's amazing when you get that top layer of just goop pushed off and out of the way. You can actually get a little bit of a bite, a little bit of traction. A little bit of traction goes a long way. She's just ripping now. Ripping now. What I'm gonna do right here is I'm gonna come and cut this down, get this hole filled in. Losing a little topsoil over that edge. That's not too bad at this point. Push up right here, the better, the less of it I'm covering up down there. So I think it's worth it in my opinion. All right, guys, I'll cut this camera off and I'll be back with you here in a minute. All right, folks, here we go. We're fixing to set in and get after it. Got a ton of topsoil already stripped off, and there's not even really about an inch, so it's not worth stripping. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get in a big slot, try to. This top layer is hard to peel out, it's compacted and it's real sticky. So what I'm going to do is get in this slot here where I can push the maximum amount of dirt I can. What you do when you get in a slot, you create sideboards, like I've explained in previous videos. And you can carry more dirt that way. It doesn't spill out from the edge of your blade as bad. I gotta get down to some good material here. My tracks will get a bite. Now we're pushing. Moving a lot more material with this dozer than I am the track hoe, so it's, I can't throw 2 or 3 scoops of material that far. Boy, this is hard right here. God almighty, this is hard. I may have to dig this one track out. I don't know what's going on with that. This stuff gets kind of soft again. It's not soft, but it's not as hard as that stuff back there behind me. But I mean, that's pretty much a whole 2 or 3 dippers, maybe. Yeah, I'd say 2 or 3 dippers in one push. And I'm pushing it all the way up there. I'm gonna take the corner of this blade and go up through here and rip this. Not real sure what's going on with this, but it's just a hard pan. I'm gonna go up through here and just kind of rip it just like that. That'll actually make my life a lot easier. I don't have any rippers on this bulldozer. Big old stump right there. I used to do this. When I was having the dry material, when I was having the dry wet material, I would stick the blade, corner of the blade in the ground and plow it like this. It works really well. I know you get those people that say don't do it, it's not good for the machine, but it doesn't hurt this daggone bulldozer, I guarantee you. What I'm doing there is breaking through a hard pan. That is a hellacious hard pan. Two passes there should do me. I should be able to get down under that later now. Yeah. The thing with these finish dozers is you can't get too big of a bite. You just end up spinning your tracks. You gotta stay picking up, pulling, and doing. I'm moving toward the dirt. Get this hole filled in. Get this knob cut down. And then when we come back out here, we'll take the traco and throw that topsoil out here in this cut where I've clipped all this down. And when we get all the topsoil off this upper knob, I'll cut this slope up with the dozer and fix it. Main goal right now is to get this big hole filled in. That way, if it rains tonight, we don't have a pond in the wrong spot. Because the pond's supposed to be down there in the bottom, not up here. Through that hard pan, this stuff's peeling out pretty easy. I try not to fight the steering too much. When I'm grubbing, I just try to let the dozer go where it's gonna go. You'll get a max efficiency push out of it that way. You're not taking away power by trying to make the dozer steer a certain way. You just kind of let it steer where it wants to steer. If you want to, you can cheat. Steer yourself with the blade. Like that. If you're ever getting pulled one way, you don't want to get pulled. If you've got a 6-way blade, you can angle that blade whichever way you want to go, and it'll pull you right around. I think we're going to make it, don't you guys? I'm going to run over it as much as I can, pack it in. Hope when we start digging the pond out that we don't run into some bad material and have have to come back up here and dig some clay out, line it. I think I told you guys at the beginning of this video that the customer wants to dig the head section out a lot bigger, and there's rock up there, up on that bluff. There's rock, and that was the biggest reason we stopped the pond where we did, because we didn't want to get into that rock bluff. So we're going to try and dig out as much as we can. Hopefully we don't run into that rock. That would not be good. Sticks to that plate pretty good. Alright guys, this video is getting pretty long. I think I'm going to wrap this video up and kind of make this a two-part video. I think it'll just turn out better that way, making this a two-part video. So I'm gonna end this one here, guys. I just got to keep on hammering down. I got to get this hole filled in before I can leave. I mean, I could leave, but we're gonna have a mess on our hands if I leave it the way it was left. So probably just gonna make this a two-part video. This is probably one of the last days for several days that we can actually work. I think it's supposed to rain tonight. So I want to make sure I at least get a couple more videos for you guys. If that means splitting this one up into two videos, that's what I'm going to do. So hope you guys enjoy this video. It's been kind of a boring video, but sometimes, guys, that's just all you got to work with. You know, I've got to put the business above the YouTube, because YouTube doesn't pay. You know, maybe one day it will, but right now YouTube doesn't pay. So I've got to take care of the job, you know, the actual job first before I take care of YouTube. So I'm gonna end this video here, guys, and I'm actually going to probably start recording the next video. So I appreciate everybody watching. We've got a lot done today. We've got that whole slope over there done, and I've got a lot of cleaning up to do, as you guys can see. So I'm gonna cut this video here, guys, and we will catch you guys on the next one.